So, one thing that I have learned in business and life is that you have to be assertive, right? And I don't mean assertive in the sense that you're being quite mean or intimidating or you're pushing for things that can't happen. I mean assertive where you align everything with getting things right, getting things correct, and sweating on the small stuff, right? Because they say that when you sweat on the small stuff, then you in reality end up building things to where they need to be because you are not allowing these small things to go unchanged or not in a position that it looks correct or actually aligns with your brand and your business. And it was an interesting thing that happened, I would say. I've been doing a bit of work with different organizations and whatnot, and some of the sort of tweaks with the names or some of the methodologies, as you know, wasn't necessarily correct, right? So, in actual aspect, I would just reach out and just say, thank you very much. Would you mind changing this as it's incorrect, essentially? And I realized that a few years back, I would have been quite reluctant to message to ask them to do that tweak because in my head, I would have saw it as they are doing me a favor by profiling me or putting me in a opportunity to spread and raise awareness of what I'm doing to begin with. So it would have took a lot for me, I would say, to actually reach out to ask if they can make that change. And then I would have also felt that I would have been bothersome or I would have been deemed annoying or I would have been deemed hard to work with. But what I would say to you, if you suffer from that aspect of things for, asking people to fix things and to get it right, you have to think to yourself, and even for myself, when it comes down to those sort of things, I ask myself, does this align with my brand? Right? Does this align with my brand in a sense? Does everything work? Is it cohesive with everything that it needs to be? And with, I talk a lot about SEO, search engine optimization. You need to ensure that everything is cohesive and everything is accurate as well. So then you are able to be picked up by the algorithm, right? When it comes down to being visible on Google, for example. And then, as we know, with the large language models with generative engine optimization, otherwise known as GEO, it is in your best interest to make sure that everything is cohesive so you are more visible. And the more visible you are, the more people are able to find you through simple Google results or even going through sort of AI tools to search your name as well. So it is in your best interest to always ask for things to be corrected when things are wrong. And you have to think on behalf of your brand, it is in your best interest to make sure that these things align because you don't want to be getting misconstrued with anyone else or misconstrued with something that doesn't align, whether it comes down to your organization name, whether it comes down to your methodologies that you actually teach, right? Whether it comes down to your name. Literally, you have to be very assertive with aligning your brand with what you want it to represent for you for the long term. And if that means that you are following up multiple times to get things resolved and to get things fixed, then it is necessary to do so. And you should never feel guilty about having things right. And I think that is something that I want to leave you with for this video is that when you are looking to have a cohesive brand and you want everything to be aligned, always think of that as the reason as to why you need to go and get that thing fixed, whatever it is. Whatever it is, just make sure that you always consider your brand as the foundation of everything. And the way that you've built your guidelines in terms of how you want your brand to be perceived is the same way you carry it through and through. Because ultimately, the more that you do that, then the more that people will not only admire you for you being assertive in your approach and getting wanting to have things the way that it's meant to be, but it also works wonders for your brand in the long term as it continues to compound and more people recognize you, right? So that's it for this video. I just wanted to do a quick one just to let you know as I think that is something quite important and something that I suppose in the past I would have been sort of stuck in the process of what to do and how to do it. But this is something I wanted to share. So I hope that this helps, and make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you tomorrow. Peace out. Look after yourself.